welcome to Pure Light Awakening. Hi, I'm Nina, and today I'm going to talk about anxiety. So today is going to be a short video. It's just to talk a little bit about anxiety. What is it? Why are we feeling it? And how can we feel that through? How can we work with anxiety? Okay, so that if that's something that interests you, then stick around. So, okay. Anxiety. First of all, I would like to say to you that I have been going through anxiety myself. I have had panic attacks and many years of anxiety. Okay, so I have gone through what you might call the dark night of the soul or trauma or all of those kind of things. And so I just want to share the way that I have worked with it and also share the information that I have been channeling regarding what anxiety really is. Okay, so that's kind of why I wanted to come on and talk about this today. So, okay, listen. First of all, anxiety can come from many things. Okay, anxiety can come from trauma, of course, things you have experienced, shocks to the physical system, shocks to the nervous system, but also anxiety can come in different degrees. You can have a little bit of anxiety in certain situations or in a certain time of your life, or you can struggle with anxiety your entire life. It's very different from person to person. Now, anxiety can also actually happen in menopause period. When you are going through menopause and things are really changing in your hormonal system, then that can also actually make the body feel anxiety. So just to have that said. Now, what also happens is that if you are someone who has chosen to awakening in this lifetime, when you are integrating that very potent light energy and being part of the light activation and the frequency upgrade within your physical form, that light is so strong that it will rattle any energies vibrating at a lower frequency. And that is then a feeling that might come up as anxiety. Okay, so just to have that said, what is anxiety? Now, how does anxiety feel? I mean, when I had panic attacks, in the beginning, I felt nausea and I felt dizziness, and that was kind of the warning signs, if you will. And in the beginning, of course, I didn't understand that it was anxiety, and so I just overlooked those warning signs and kind of just kept on going with whatever it is that I was doing. And so in the end, I panicked. It was a feeling of panic, and then it comes as a pressure on the chest. You breathe very much just on the upper lungs, not down into your stomach, and so you push everything up because you're afraid of this feeling, and so it just becomes worse. And in the end, for me, it felt like I was having a heart attack. So I was actually put in the hospital twice, and was there for several days for observation. I had to go through all sorts of tests on the heart and the lungs and everything to eliminate those kind of things. And then finally they landed on, you have anxiety, you're having panic attacks, severe panic attacks. And so that's kind of the way it feels. Now, very often, at least, I know that people have trouble breathing. That's also kind of an early sign that you're you kind of that kind of breathing. And also maybe with that, of course, you're not getting enough oxygen into anything. So then dizziness and nausea very often. Okay, just to have that said. But of course, it can feel probably different for many other people than that. But I think that's kind of the main, from what I have understood anyways, the kind of the main feelings when you get anxiety or a panic attack. Okay, so what I have learned now, let's take the kind of human approach first. I've gone to a therapist for many years, a psychologist, who's also very spiritual. Okay, so what I understood from my years in therapy is that the anxiety is a messenger. It's a messenger from your body telling you that there is something else that's not good. Okay, there is something else going on that you need to put your attention to. So anxiety is actually just the messenger. Anxiety is not the disease itself. The anxiety comes from something else not being resolved. Okay, so that's at least how I have understood it. Just to have that said, many people might think differently, but this is my opinion, my experience. Okay, so the way that we were taught to deal with it was to be brave enough, courageous enough to actually face the anxiety. When you try to run away from it, because anxiety is very often felt in the chest area and also kind of in the stomach with the nausea, you automatically, the physical form will try to get away from it. So you kind of push up. So what you're doing is that you're pushing on your energy up, and that will close off a main energy kind of place here, and it will also a main energy place around the heart area, and that will close those off. So the energy doesn't run down into your physical form, it stays up here. So high blood pressure is very often related to anxiety as well, because you're pushing everything up. Your shoulders get stiff, your neck gets stiff, everything gets pushed up. So the first thing you need to do is sink down. Okay. So, think about a relaxation exercise that we learn in yoga or meditation or those kind of things, where you kind of picture, okay, now my head relaxing, my eyes are relaxing, my jaw is relaxing, my shoulders, and and you sink down, 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 even when you're scared, even when it hurts. Okay, because you have to push through it, is what I have learned in my experience. So we breathe way down into the stomach, and it can hurt immensely when we do that, and we can feel this panic coming. And the thing is just to breathe through it. Okay, breathe through it, allow it to come forward, and then ask your physical form, ask your body, what lies beneath? What is the message? Okay, because there is a message. The anxiety is the messenger. So there, very often, from my experience, what I have learned in group therapy with others in the group as well, is that there is trauma underneath, or there is something unresolved underneath. There might be a shock experience underneath. So many, or sorrow, it can be many things that hasn't been dealt with, or it can just be immense stress. Okay, very often people push themselves to the limit where they get anxiety. So it might be that you are giving way too much energy out to whatever else is going on in the 3D world, and you are not receiving energy or light from the universe. Okay, so there is no flow of energy in your physical form. You're pushing everything out, and so you get totally empty and depleted on the inside, and in the end your body might react with anxiety to kind of wake you up. Okay, so that's also another thing. Okay, now when I have asked my spirit team about anxiety, I get very much the same information, that it is a message underneath. But what they're also saying is, of course, they are very much focusing on the energy of anxiety and the energy of the light. You have to understand that anxiety is not the enemy. Okay, it's very important for me to say that anxiety is not the enemy, it's the messenger. It's a consciousness vibrating on a certain frequency. Okay, so you have that frequency vibrating within your physical form, and then the light comes in and it rattles that energy because it's on a lower frequent energy than the light. So when you're working, specifically when you're working within the spiritual field, or you're opening up for your spiritual journey, you accept that new bright light into your physical form. It's only natural that everything that is on a lower vibration will be rattled and will come up to be healed. Okay, not healed as in we want to push it away, because then you're going against your own emotions, and your emotions are never wrong. Okay, there is something underneath those emotions. Okay, so we don't do it to heal it away. What we do is that we feel it through. So we are brave enough, courageous enough to go into and breathe into and give our energy and our love as a higher self into these energies. And once you kind of gone through that and felt that through, very often it just dissolves by itself. When it comes to anxiety, you probably have to do it more than once though. You probably have to do it several times. You know, from having severe panic attacks, being put in the hospital, until today, where I recognize what anxiety is trying to tell me. And so I recognize those kind of subtle little nudges saying, hey, listen, you need to pay attention now. So now I recognize them, and then I can say, okay, I need to sink down now. I need to relax. I need to breathe. I need to let the light in. If I push myself now, anxiety might come to me and say, listen, you did not listen to my warnings here. Hello. And so the anxiety will come. But now I reckon, and now I've learned how to balance and how to deal with it. I still have anxiety. Every now and then I still have anxiety, but it's nothing compared to what I was going through just 5 years ago. Okay. 5 years ago, I was lying on the sofa and having panic attacks, severe panic attacks almost every day, and so little energy in my physical form that my physical form had trouble breathing. I had to concentrate on breathing because my body couldn't do it by itself. So that's how, you know, far down that road I've been. And from that to today, I mean, there's a whole world of difference. I still, as I said, have anxiety, and I'm still developing. I'm still growing. I'm still working on it. But it's a huge difference. And if I can help anybody out there, just one person, on dealing with anxiety and seeing that anxiety is not the enemy, then, then I'm happy. So I hope that made sense for you, and I hope that you can use this information for something. So remember, as they have said, it's just energy, okay? It's an energy vibrating on a lower frequency, and it's, the light is the answer. So love is the answer. Accepting the Christ consciousness in is the answer. You as a higher self, loving your physical form and actually loving the anxiety as well, because it is just a messenger. So giving love to your physical form, to the anxiety, and to the child within you, because the child within you is also the one who is being hurt by this, and who's being scared by the anxiety, and who's really needing your attention, who is probably lying underneath the anxiety in need of your love. Okay, so that's kind of the answer to how to look into this and how to kind of work your way through this. Okay, so that was a short video for today. I hope this made sense for you. I hope this can help anybody out there. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, please comment in the comment section below, and I will try and answer and help in any way I can. Okay? Thank you so much for being part of this video today. Until the next time I see you.